Hello, hello. This is Jerry Tukoski. Thank you so much for joining me here on Video Marketing to Grow Your Business. So nice to have you. Now, today, very special. This is a first of a series of live videos I'm doing about launching a product, but in quite a different way. It's not a sort of Jeff Walker type of product launch, but it's going to be a book launch. Now, it doesn't have to be a book. You know, if you're writing a book, then this is absolutely perfect for you. But it doesn't have to be a book. It could be a training course, an online coaching program, a membership, whatever it is. I think you're going to enjoy the next few episodes of this live video broadcast, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, doing it live over the next few weeks is going to be interesting because I can't guarantee it's going to work. I'm hoping it's going to work, and let's hope it does work. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter, because you are going to learn what not to do. But hopefully you're going to learn exactly what to do, and it will work. We'll do anything we can to make it work, okay? But it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think I'm just bringing you in to basically look over my shoulder as I launch this book funnel. So lots of fun, lots of excitement coming up over the next few weeks. Now, the book at the moment, I actually just finished the first draft, and I've sent that to an editor that I picked up on Fiverr, and they're reading it right as we speak, and hopefully I'll get it back over the next couple of days, and then we'll go from there. So the book launch is just going to happen live over the next few weeks. So pretty exciting, and let's hope for the best. Okay, but don't worry, I've got some great strategy ahead. Okay, so let's get straight into it. As I said, I'm Jerry Tukoski. If you're just joining me, thank you so much. It's going to be an adventure over the next few weeks, so let's see what happens, because really I don't know what's going to happen, but let's hope. Okay, enough of that. Okay, so as I said, you know, you don't have to be launching a book, but I am launching a book over the next few weeks. And in fact, it's not my first book. Just excuse me. Yes. The original book. This is my very first book, which looks kind of weird looking on the screen there because it's the wrong way around, of course. But that's the nature of video. But believe me, it's actually right when you see it in real life. Okay. This was my first book, and this was many, many years ago. In fact, this was PA. Yeah, PA. Pre-Amazon. All right, Amazon did not exist when I wrote this book. This is self-published, which was very rare at the time. I was well ahead of my time. And I thought I wanted to write the book. It's actually called Power Performance. And it was when I was actually training people in public speaking skills. So I put this book together, and I printed probably 1,000 copies. But when I printed it, I had no idea what to do with it, really. Really. So I've got probably about 998 left in the garage at the moment. So, you know, if you're looking for a book, you want a free book, let me know, and I'll send you a copy and get rid of those, because it's been there for a few years. So, yeah, you do have to have a strategy if you want to put a book. But, you know, having a book is a great idea. And I want to tell you why. Because obviously, when you write a book, it's, you know, you stand out from the crowd, because even a book like this, which is not a huge, thick book, but this requires time, discipline, a bit of knowledge as well, and it immediately puts you apart from everyone else. All right? Not everyone's going to write a book. Everyone likes to write a book, but not everyone can do it. Now, in the next few weeks, I'll show you how to write a book quickly, and then how to market that book properly. But, you know, it already positions you, I hate to say, but positions you as an expert, an authority in your niche. I mean, that's really cliched, but it really does. If you've got a book that, even if people don't read it, it doesn't matter. The fact that you have got a book, you've actually taken a step further than most other people will ever will. All right? Because everyone's always talking about writing a book, but they never do it. So I'll show you some tips as well on how to write your book quickly. Okay, so that's the advantage of writing a book. Just you stand out, and we don't write a book to become a millionaire or bestseller on most occasions. you're really writing a book to gain leads, all right, to gain good leads. All right, so that's the big difference. It's quality leads with a book. Okay, so book costs a lot. It can cost a lot, but I'll show you some ways of it making a lot cheaper. But it's a great way to get quality leads for your business. So that's the way you got to look at it. You're not going to make money from the book directly, but indirectly you will. So it's a great way of really growing your business quickly. Okay, so the topic today, though, is done is better than perfect. Now, I wanted to start with this topic because I know a lot of people who talk about writing books or doing things, doing a project, putting together a training program or a webinar, or always talking about all these things they want to do. In fact, I had a very good friend of mine who was a singer, and I thought she was a pretty decent singer, and she was putting what do they used to call it, a demo tape for record companies to listen to her sing, right? And I remember, she was talking about doing this demo tape for months and months and months, and still nothing, right? So I said to her, "Where is this demo? You keep talking about doing a demo. Where is it?" And she said, "Well, I've got it here, but I don't think it's good enough. But I'll let you hear it." So she played it, and look, I'm not a music expert. I don't know whether she sounded great. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it was good. But she identified all these problems. Oh, this is a bit out. That song's a bit out. It was all these problems. And she didn't think it was ready, but she wanted to keep working on it. And so a few more months passed, and it went on, and I bumped into her again. I said, "What's happening with your demo? I mean, surely it's finished. Surely you're putting a record out now, or a CD at the very least." And no. But she didn't like what she was doing, and she started again. And she played it to me, her latest demo, which wasn't finished, of course. And when I heard it, I nearly fell off the chair. It was, it was totally different. I mean, she was singing probably an octave one or down, 2 octaves below her normal voice. Before she was singing up high, and now she was singing like this. It was like a completely different person. And she said, "Yeah, the other one was an old style." And of course it was an old style, because she started it so long ago. By the time she was getting the demo together, it was already old hat by then. I don't know. So, and really, I guess it was a real tragedy, because we'll never know what would have happened if she put that demo together and actually delivered it. And it may be that people are scared, because if you give a demo to someone and it's not perfect, people may say that's not good enough. And we don't want to get rejected. We want to make sure that what we give someone is perfect. But really, is that the case, or is it that we're just scared to put ourselves on the line there and say, here's my stuff? Now, as far as a book's concerned, a lot of people have a problem, starting with that blank page, the first page where you've got to start writing something. That seems to be the scariest or the hardest thing to do. And, the genius that I am thought I came up with the perfect solution, of course, and that was to get rid of the blank page. And what I did was I went through all my video scripts, all my training, my webinars, everything that I've ever created over the last 10 years or so, and I dumped it all on this Word document, and I sort of just put it all in there and say, well, I haven't got a blank page now, have I? Hey, how smart am I? But of course, I was totally wrong. Now I was overwhelmed by hundreds and hundreds of pages of content, and I was trying to put it all in some sort of order, and it was just too much to do. It was just too much. It was a silly idea. It really was a silly idea. So I started again. I said, look, at least I know what I'm going to talk about. I put some sort of frame. I put an outline of what I was going to do. I put the context, the content of the book, and I started writing. And I spent a lot of time, rewriting the first sentence, rewriting the second sentence, and then going back to the first. And I said, look, just write it. Just write it out. Get it all out there. Get it off your chest. Get it out of your brain. put it on the paper, or start typing, and don't worry too much about it, because you can always go back and fix it. And in my case, I've given it to an editor to have a look at it, and they'll fix it. They'll fix all the problems. But it's still really scary, and it's, every time I got into it, it was difficult. I've got to admit, it was difficult. It's apart from being overwhelming, it's also this need to be perfect. You think, because look, when you print this book, when you print the book, I'm always scared that someone out there, and you know who you are, someone out there is going to send me an email and say, on page 68, paragraph 3, the third sentence, the fourth word, you've got it's with an apostrophe. It shouldn't have an apostrophe, not in that context. And then I'd be thinking, wow, I have to call back all the books. I've got 10,000 printed books. I'm going to have to get them called back. Everyone who's bought the book is going to have to send me back the book so I can give them a new edition with the latest update to it, because it's wrong. It's a mistake. And that's when you think about printing, that's the ultimate sin, really, is to have a book that's not perfect, that's got mistakes. I mean, it's pretty poor. It means that the editor hasn't done their work properly. I've created the content, but the editor didn't do the job properly. But and that's what makes it scary, because printing is something permanent. Well, now I'm going to tell you how I overcome this greatest hurdle. Now, it came about with a friend of mine who's also did a book launch recently, and they did an ebook. Now, they launched an ebook. Now, at the time, everyone was sort of doing the book, a book like this. Actually, I've got another book here, pretty exciting. This book here cost me $100. $100. This is yours for free. If you like, just let me know. What would you prefer? You don't really prefer the $100 book, surely? Ugh. Makes no sense. Okay. Now, what was I talking about? Now, yes, because ebook. So, at the time, everyone was selling their book free plus shipping. And now my friend here's done something a little bit different. He's doing an ebook, and he's still charging a price. Now, I thought that's pretty smart. And I thought, when thinking of an ebook, everything changed, because an ebook is not permanent like paper. An ebook, if something's wrong, if someone rings me up and says, on page 33, that's okay, no problem. I'll fix it. I'll upload it. Get rid of the other copy. Done. Anyone who's bought the book, you can download the update. How's that? Okay. Easy. It's not permanent. It's not ink on paper. It's just digital. So it's changeable. And just by thinking that, took all the pressure away. All of a sudden, there was no need to be perfect, because if it was a mistake that was found out later on, I could fix it. All right, so then I just got into it. Now, once I started to get into it, there was no stopping me. All right, you get into that rhythm, and all of a sudden, everything flows. You're just typing away. I'm not a great fast typer, but I'm okay. So I'm typing away, and you get into a rhythm, and your mind is focused on that book, and it works. It works extremely well. So you take the pressure off yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it done. You can always update it later. So that's really the first thing I want to talk about in this first episode of this book launch. And I will reveal more things as we go along, but obviously it's going to do something with video marketing, so I hope that interests you. But this is not a sell of the book to you now, but it's the way we're going to put together this campaign over the next coming weeks, and I'm allowing you to be there every part of it, of that launch, and to see how it works, and to hopefully learn a few things so we can all learn about doing a great book launch. Okay, so thank you so much for your time. I've really enjoyed today. Thank you so much, and we'll be back again the same time, same place next week. All right, until then, take care, all the best. See you then. Bye-bye.